From eating sleep for dinner to owning my own home. It took 10 years, but I finally made it. 10 years ago, I had $14 in my bank account. I was living in a studio apartment with a radiator that didn't work and a window that wouldn't close. I worked two retail jobs and still couldn't afford a bus pass. I remember eating sleep for dinner, going to bed at 6 p.m. just so I wouldn't feel the hunger pains from skipping a meal. I felt like a failure. Every time a bill came, my heart would physically ache. I was trapped in a cycle of poverty that felt like quicksand. But before I continue and show you the exact 10-year timeline of how I broke the cycle, do me a favor. If you're struggling right now, drop me a keen in the comments. I want this comment section to be a reminder that your current chapter isn't your final one. Now here is the night everything started to change. One night, a regular at the shop where I worked saw me studying a discarded coding textbook during my break. He didn't give me money. He gave me a tip about a local return-to-work scholarship for a community college certification. I applied thinking I'd never get it. I got it. For the next 3 years, I had zero social life. I worked 40 hours a week, studied 30 hours a week, and lived on bulk bags of rice and dried beans. I walked 3 miles to the library every day to use their free Wi-Fi because I couldn't afford my own. Year 4, got my first entry-level tech support job, making $35,000. I cried when I realized I could buy a whole rotisserie chicken without checking my balance. Year 7, promoted to junior developer, reached $70,000. I paid off my smallest debt and finally bought a bed that wasn't a hand-me-down mattress on the floor. Year 9, switched companies. Total compensation hit 6 figures. I started an emergency fund, something that seemed like a fairy tale when I was 22. Last Friday, I closed on a small, sun-drenched house with a backyard for my dog. Rich is a relative term. To some, I'm just middle class. But to the kid who used to count pennies for a loaf of bread, I am wealthy beyond my wildest dreams. I have a fridge full of food, a heater that actually works, and most importantly, I'm not afraid of the mail anymore. If you're eating sleep tonight, please don't give up. The cycle can be broken,